Hello, welcome to today's practice. For today's flow, we're going to need a strap, yoga strap, or you can have something that resembles a yoga strap, a dressing gown, a band, or a belt. Okay, so something appropriate. Place it to one side for the moment, we don't need it just yet. And we're going to begin on our backs. So, coming all the way down to the floor, and then bringing soles of the feet together, allow the knees to fall apart. Bringing one hand on the belly, the other on the chest. If this doesn't feel very nice for the lower back, feel free to bring the feet flat on the floor as wide as the mat and then knees come together. Or be in bridge pose, whatever feels the most appropriate. Taking a deep breath in. And a full exhale, completely let go through the mouth. Closing the eyes and allowing yourself to come into your body. Let the natural breath move in and out. Closing the mouth and breathing through the nose. Lengthening and deepening both the inhale, the exhale. Softening the face. And allowing the body to rest down. Notice the body feels heavy. Noticing the parts of the body that connect with the floor. Taking 2 more breaths here. And then slowly start to move the head from side to side. Move it from left to right, noticing how the neck feels. And then come back to center. Bring the hands onto the outside of the thighs and draw very gently back together. Now take the feet mat width, arms out by the sides, and allow the knees to drop down to one side and then the other, almost like windscreen wipers on a car. So coming down, getting into the sides of the body, notice how that feels as we twist towards the left and then the right. Keeping the feet on the floor and just allowing the knees to move down. Taking 1 more each side. And then very gently draw the knees in towards the chest. Give them a hug. Rock from side to side. Massage your lower back out. And then bring the feet down to the floor. Prepping for bridge pose now. So feet are hip width. Soles of the feet under the knees. Arms down by the side. With the inhale, we're going to lift the hips off the floor and take the arms overhead as far as you can. Squeezing the bum. Exhale, lower all the way down, bring the arms down. And again, inhale, lift it up, hips up, arms overhead. Exhale, all the way down. And again, inhale, lift it up, press down through the whole of the feet, hips lift, arms overhead. Exhale, come down. Final time, lift it up, squeeze the bum to help lift the hips. Bring the arms overhead, hold it here for an extra couple of breaths. Really activate through the feet, squeezing the bum, resting the shoulders on the floor, arms overhead. And then with the exhale, coming all the way back down. Taking the right ankle, cross it over the left knee. So we have this like figure 4 shape with the legs. And actively think about pressing that right knee away so we start to open up the right hip. When you're ready, float the left foot off the floor. So bringing the foot in towards the chest. And then taking the arms, wrapping through the space between the legs. It might be you have to lift the chest off the floor, interlace the hands behind the left leg and draw that leg in towards the chest. Keeping that breath strong and steady. Keep pressing the right knee away. Keep both feet flexed, or you can actually start to rotate the ankle on the left foot. Go one way and then the other, just to loosen up the joints. It may be you have more room to come, bring the hands onto the front of that knee and draw it in a little bit further, so deepening the stretch. If it's too much or you can't reach, just keep the hands on the back of the thigh, no problem at all. Keep drawing that leg in. We all have different bodies, so do the variation that suits you best. Keeping that breath super strong. And then with the exhale, release the hands, slowly bringing that left foot down to the floor with control. Uncross the right foot, bring it down to the floor, and then to the other side. So left ankle over right knee. Think about actively pushing that left knee away, so we get into that hip a little bit more. And then lifting that right foot off the floor. So we're drawing that left leg in towards the chest, feeling that left side maybe open up a little bit more. Take the arms, thread them through the space between the legs, and draw that leg in towards the chest. Interlace the hands behind the thigh, draw it in. Don't worry if you don't move very far, just breathe into that stretch. Most likely feeling it in that left hip, you may feel it in other areas. Just pay attention, notice if this side feels any different to the other side. Again, you might be able to bring the hands onto the front of the right knee and draw that leg in a little bit more. Don't worry if this doesn't work for you, just keep the hands on the back of the thigh, okay? You might already be feeling an adequate stretch here. Keeping that breath nice and deep, strong and steady. Rotating the right ankle. Go one way and then the other. Loosen up the ankle, notice how the joint feels. And then releasing the knee, bring it back down to the floor. Uncross the legs. And then we're going to make our way over onto our right side, very slowly. Press down with the left hand, bring us back up to a seated position. So knees bent, heels on floor. Coming into boat pose now, so working the core and the hip flexors. Bringing the hands onto the back of the thighs and draw the heels in towards the buttocks. Sit up nice and tall, knees into chest. Find the sitting bones, the two bones in the bottom, and then slowly float the heels off the floor. Supported boat. Trying to bring the calves parallel with the ground. Draw the toes back towards the face. Lift and roll the shoulders away from the back. It might be you want to bring one heel down to the floor. If it's a little bit too much to lift both heels. And maybe swap feet. Okay, so you have the choice of lifting and lowering. Or you can have both heels lifted and keep that breath super strong. Soften the face, roll the shoulders from the back, draw the toes back. Find space between the toes as well. Try and separate the toes as they're lifted. Breathe it in and out. And then cross the right ankle over the left. Bring the feet to the floor and very gently just add in a little fold forward. So opening both hips. Just allowing the head to come through, chest to rest through. Drop the chin down to the chest just to rest. And then with the inhale, we're going to lift back up into boat. So support behind the thighs. Lift up, lift the legs up. And again, you can keep one heel to the floor. Lift and lower if that feels more appropriate. Or both legs extended. Really firing up the core. Press down through the sit bones. Lengthen through the spine. Lift and roll the shoulders. Soften the face, maybe even move the head from side to side here. Don't want to build any tension in the neck. Then we're going to cross the left ankle over the right this time. And then with the exhale, bring the feet to the floor. And again, very gently, opening the knees out nice and slowly, chin to chest. Taking a breath in. And out. And then with the inhale, sitting nice and tall. Let's come all the way onto hands and knees. So nice and slowly, heading onto hands and knees, coming towards the front of the mat. Spread the fingers nice and wide, index finger point forward, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Tone the belly towards the spine, so you want to really lengthen the spine, extend through the crown of the head, press out through the bottom. Push down through the hands in the floor, protract the shoulder blades. That means push the shoulder blades to the ceiling. Then we're going to lift that right leg behind. Lift it up. Press out through the heel. Use the strength of the core to keep that leg extended. And don't lift it too high. Just keep it nice and parallel with the floor, nice and in line. Trying to keep the hips square. If you feel stable, feel free to extend the left arm forward, reaching through the fingers. Breath is strong and steady. Keep the gaze down towards the floor to keep the neck nice and long. Notice where and how you feel this stretch. One more breath in. Exhale, release the hand down if it's lifted, and then bring that right knee back down to the floor. Let's move slowly into child's pose. Bottom goes towards the heels of the feet. Maybe soften the elbows down to the floor. Maybe we can bring the forehead down to the floor. Keeping that breath strong. Don't worry if you're not looking like this shape. It might be that you're somewhere here in child's pose. It might be the quads are really tight or it's a little bit sore for the knees. So wherever you are, just move into it as far as feels comfortable for your body. Inhale. Let's lift it back up to hands and knees. Setting up for tiger on the other side. Wrists underneath the shoulders. Protract the shoulders. Push the floor away through the hands. Lengthen the neck. Draw the navel to spine. When you're ready, extend that left leg behind. Slowly stretch it out. Notice how and where you feel this stretch. Keep the hips nice and square. Push out through the back heel. If you feel stable, extend the right arm out in front. Add a little bit more fire. Reach through the fingers. Keep the neck nice and long. Draw the navel in towards the spine. Keep that breath super strong. Soften the face. Final breath in. Exhale. Right hand back down if it's lifted. Left knee back to floor. Again, let's move back towards child's pose. Bottom towards heels. Maybe drop down to the elbows. And then maybe forehead down towards the floor. So we're stretching parts of the back line of the body. Next inhale. Lift all the way back up to hands and knees. Let's tuck the toes under, feet are hip width. With the inhale, we're going to lift the knees off the floor, send the sit bones back into space, into downward facing dog. Then we're going to change the position of the feet. Maybe walk the feet back a little bit, separate them hip width at least, and start to pedal out the legs, very slowly bending one knee at a time. Keep looking through the space between the legs to keep the head soft. Then with the next exhale, we're going to drop the knees down. Keep the feet and the hands where they are. Dip the belly and come into cow pose. Take the gaze up. With the exhale, we're going to move it back to down dog. We're going to lift the knees, send the sit bones up and back. Keep the feet and the hands where they are, lifting up. And then exhale. Drop the knees down to the floor again. Allow the belly to dip down and send the gaze up for cow pose. And then inhale, lift the knees. All the way back up, sit bones lift up, downward facing dog. Final time, drop the knees down to the floor. Allow the belly to dip down, send the gaze up with the inhale. Exhale, lift it back up, final time, downward facing dog. And this time, pedal out those legs a little bit more. So stretching into the legs, into the sides of the body. Keeping that breath super strong. Now we're going to walk the hands all the way back towards the feet, slowly. Slowly bringing the hands back, taking your time. Feet are hip width. Soften the knees, allow the top of the body to rest down. Back of the hands to floor if appropriate. If you're kind of hanging in the air, bring the elbows onto the knees to kind of, so you're not just hanging. Give the top body a little support, and you can still add in a little sway from side to side from here. Otherwise, hands or back of hands to the floor and very gently move it out from side to side. Inhale, we're going to lift and lengthen to flat back, fingertips to floor, or bring the hands onto the shins to lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold all the way down, soften those knees. Inhale, lift and lengthen to flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale this time, lift and lengthen to flat back, but bottom comes down, arms come forward into low chair. And then exhale, fold forward. Fingers or hands to floor, folding over the legs. Inhale, lift back into low chair, bottom back, arms forward, chest forward. Exhale, folding forward again, lowering down. Final time, inhale, lift into chair, keeping that breath strong and steady. And then exhale, bring the hands all the way down, nice and slowly. Walking forward again here, back into downward facing dog. Take your time, nice and slowly. Pedal out the legs. And then dropping the knees down towards the floor. Untuck the toes, take it back into child's pose. Bottom to heels, forehead down. Rest down through the elbows, take a deep breath in. Full exhale. Inhale, lift the gaze, look forward. And with the exhale, propel the body forward, bring the chest and the chin all the way down, front of the mat. Fingertips line up with shoulders, keep the elbows in, forehead to floor, press down through the hips, gently squeeze the bum. With the inhale, lift into baby cobra, lift the chest and the head off the floor. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Really activate through the hips. Inhale, lift. Push down through the hips. Exhale, lower. Strengthening and lengthening the spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Final time, lift it up. And lower. Let's extend both hands forward. Okay, stretch out as far as you can, forehead to the floor. Press down into the palms of the hand. Inhale, lift the chest and the head off the floor. Keep the hands on the floor and then float the feet off the floor as far as you can. Point the toes, push out through the feet. And then open the legs with the inhale as far as you can. Exhale, bring the feet back together. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Keep pressing down through the hips. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Final time. Inhale, open the legs. Exhale, close. Release the feet down. Bring the hands all the way back. Fingertips in line with shoulders. Forehead down. Take a full breath in. Exhale. Lift it up to hands and knees. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Lift all the way up. Keep those feet hip width. And then slowly we're walking the hands backwards towards the feet, towards the back of the mat. Coming back. And then inhale, we're slowly walking the hands forward as far as you can. Moving through down dog, coming forward towards the front of the mat and then bringing the shoulders over the wrists. Coming into plank for a moment and then lifting the sit bones up, walking the hands back again. So building the strength in the arms, stretching out the back line of the body, slowly bring the hands back towards the feet. We're going to roll it forward one more time. So bending the knees, bending the elbows if you need to, coming forward with the hands, moving through down dog, go a little bit further. Roll the shoulders over the wrists, extend to the crown of the head, nice and strong in plank. And then lifting the bottom up and back, start to walk the hands all the way back towards the feet at the back of the mat. Feet to hip width. Soften the elbows. Take opposite elbows here and sway very gently from side to side. Draw the chin in towards the chest. Notice how the body feels, very gently, roaming from side to side again. If you find you're hanging in the air, allow the elbows to rest on the knees and add in that gentle rock from side to side. So we take some of the pressure out of the back. Wherever you are, with the next inhale, bring the hands onto the hips, lengthen, lift the spine, soften the knees. Exhale, come all the way up to standing, nice and tall at the back of the mat. Keep the hands on the hips. With the inhale, we're going to lift onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's get those feet working. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time we're going to lift onto the balls of the feet. And then we're going to see if we can step it forward to the front of the mat. So keep on the balls of the feet, walking forward. And then slowly release the heels down to the floor. Let's take mountain pose at the front, feet hip width, rooting down through the feet, gently lifting the kneecaps, squeezing the bum to open the hips, lift and roll the shoulders down the back. Arms hanging down by the side, gazes forward. Let's take a couple of breaths before we begin our sun salutes. With the inhale, full exhale. And again, breathe it in and out. Inhale, float the arms out to the side, bring the hands overhead together. Exhale, hinge from the hips, bend the knees, lead with the chest, fold forward. Fingers or hands come to the floor, bend those knees as much as you need to. Lift and lengthen to flat back. Fingers to floor or hands on shins. Exhale, palms down. Step back with the right foot, then the left foot into plank pose, nice and firm. Drop the knees down to the floor, keep the shoulders over the wrists, neck in line with spine. Exhale, lower chin and chest down. Untuck the toes, lift into baby cobra, press down through the hips, lift the chest and the head off the floor. Keep the elbows into the side. Exhale, lower down. Tuck the toes, lift up to hands and knees with the inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the sit bones up and back. Make sure feet are separated hip width. Keeping that breath super strong. Lift the sit bones up and back. Press the floor away through the hands. If it's too much to stay in down dog, feel free to drop the knees down, come to hands and knees. Rest for a breath or two. And then maybe lift it back up. You can flow between the two here, like we did in the warm-up, okay? Because downward facing dog is a really strong posture. Keeping that breath strong and steady. Final breath in. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, and then take little steps back towards the front of the mat. Nice and slowly, step it back. Feet hip width, lengthen to flat back with the inhale. Fingertips to floor or hands to shins. Exhale, folding. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, palms through center. Let's go again. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, soften the knees, lead with the chest, fold it down, fingers or hands to floor. Lengthen to flat back with the inhale. This time we're stepping left foot back first, then right foot back into plank pose, shoulders over the wrists. Press out through the heels. Drop the knees down. Chin and chest is coming down to the floor. Untuck the toes. Lift into baby cobra. Tiny back bend. Press down through the hips. Lift the chest and the head. Keep the elbows in. Exhale, lower it down. Tuck the toes. Lift it back to hands and knees with the inhale. And then lift the knees off the floor. Sit bones up and back. Downward facing dog. Full exhale. Staying here for a few breaths, pressing the heels down, lifting the sit bones up and back. Again, feel free to rest it out by bringing the knees down, maybe taking a cow pose, dipping the belly gaze up. So please do what feels right for you. It may be you take a couple of breaths on hands and knees. It may be you're quite happy to be in downward facing dog. I encourage you rest when you need to or modify when you need to. Final breath in. And out. Bending my knees, gaze forward. And again, little steps forward with the feet towards the top of the mat. Take your time coming forward, no rush. Bending my knees. Inhale, lead with the chest. Rise all the way up to standing. Come all the way up. Exhale, palms through center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, palms down. So bringing the fingertips to the floor now, lengthen to flat back. And then with the exhale, fold. We're stepping that left foot back in towards low lunge. So bringing the hands either side of that right foot. And then we're dropping that back knee down. Option if you want to keep it really fiery is to keep that knee lifted. But I'm going to show the modified version, bringing the knee to the floor, lift onto the fingers. And then roll that right arm forward, arm circles here. As we exhale, rotate the arm all the way back. And again, with the inhale, reach forward with the right hand. Exhale, rotate it back. Final time. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, take it back. Bringing that right hand down. Let's do the same with the left hand. Reach forward with the left hand. Exhale, rotate all the way back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, take it back. Final time. Inhale, come forward. Reach through the fingers. Exhale, take it back. Bringing the left fingers down to the floor. Then we're going to lift the back knee off the floor. Pivot the back foot down. Front heel kind of lines up with the back arch if this feels appropriate. Back foot is parallel with the back of the mat or slightly turned in with the toes. And then use that front knee to bring that right arm onto the right thigh. Lift it up into warrior two. Propel the body up. Torso is nice and lifted. Extending. Left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Bring the arms overhead. Exhale, sink back into warrior two. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time stay low. Now we're going to reverse the warrior. Drop the back arm down. Lift the right arm up and over so we feel a stretch down the right side of the body. Holding here. Look down towards the floor if that feels more appropriate with the neck. And then inhale back into warrior two. Exhale. Release the right arm down gently on that right thigh. Draw the left fingers towards the ceiling. Keep the chest open. You might want to bring that arm all the way down to the ear, but keep the chest nice and open. Decide which version feels better for you. If the shoulders are really tight, it might be you want to bring that back of the left hand onto the lower back and roll that left shoulder back. Lots of variations for this one. Pick the one that suits you most. Inhale, flow back into warrior two. Let's bring the hands onto the hips. Turn the right toes in. So we have this wide-legged stance position. Feet parallel or slightly turned in with this one. Bring the hands to hips. Push the elbows together to open the chest. Soften the knees. Exhale, hinge from the hips and fold forward. Take your time moving with the breath. Keep extending through the crown of the head. Pushing out through the bottom and the backs of the thighs to build the strength. Bring the breath into the chest, into the belly. Protect the lower back. Push the elbows together. Keep the chest nice and long. Notice how far you can move down towards the floor. Don't force anything. Keep really active, nice and slowly. It might be you kind of come to halfway and that's enough. That's fine. Just moving with your own breath. One more breath in. And out. Soften the knees with the inhale. Lift all the way back up. We're turning the left toes now towards the back of the mat. Then we're going to pivot onto the ball of the back foot. And we're going to bring the hands down either side of that left foot. Maybe move the back foot away a little bit, setting up for the other side. Drop the back knee down. Remember, if you want this more fiery, you can keep the back knee lifted. But I'm actually going to drop this one down. Keep the right fingers to the floor. Lengthen through the left fingers with the inhale. Arm circle, roll all the way back. Inhale, left fingers forward. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, take it back. Bring the left fingers down to the floor. Inhale, right fingers come forward. Exhale, roll back. And again, inhale, right fingers forward. Exhale, circle back. Final time. Inhale, right fingers forward. Exhale, back. Bring those right fingers to the floor. Lift the back knee off the floor and then pivot the back foot down. Front heel kind of marries with the back arch. Press down through the outer edge of the back foot and then allow the left arm to come onto the left thigh to help us move up into warrior two. Windmill the arms open. Sink nice and low. Arms out to the sides. Inhale, straighten the arms. Bring the hands together overhead. Straighten that front leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep low this time. Make sure you can see the toes on the front foot. If you can't, wiggle the front foot forward more. Reverse the warrior. Drop the back arm down. Lift that left arm up and over so we feel a stretch down the left side of the body. Take the gaze up or look down to the floor, whichever feels more appropriate for the neck. And then with the inhale, move through warrior two, and then bring the left arm down on the left thigh gently, sweeping the right arm up. Maybe fingers to ceiling, keep the chest open. Maybe the top arm comes down to the ear. Maybe that right hand is on the lower back and you roll the shoulder back. Lots of options here. Pick the one that suits your body. Take another full breath in. And out. With the inhale, lift it back into warrior two. Bring the hands onto the hips. Turn the left toes in. Let's move the feet now so the toes, heels line up. Wide leg forward fold again here. This time, we interlace the fingers behind the back and start to straighten the arms. Soften the knees. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward. Keep extending through the crown of the head, pushing out through the bottom backs of thighs. Notice where the weight is in the feet as you lower. Try not to keep it just in the heels of the feet. Move it into the balls of the feet as well. Maybe the outsides of the feet, anchor down. As you move into this one, you might find you can move the arms a little bit further away from the back as well, so you get a stretch in the shoulders. Don't worry how low you go. This is all about working the stretch in your body. Even if you're halfway and the arms don't move very far, that's fine. Just work on straightening the arms and drawing the shoulder blades together. One more breath in. And out. Let's release the fingers down to the floor this time. Start to turn the feet back towards the front of the mat. Right foot turns forward, hands either side of the right foot. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot and then step it back to downward facing dog. Sit bones lifted, hands spread nice and wide. With the inhale, we're going to roll forward to plank pose, shoulders over wrists. Drop the knees down, lower chin and chest down to the ground. Keep the neck in line with spine. Untop the toes. Lift it into baby cobra, tiny back bend, press down through the hips, shoulders and elbows in. And then move it, hands and knees with the inhale, downward facing dog with the exhale. Full breath out, sigh the breath out. And then let's bring it down to the knees, take it into child's pose, bottom to heels, forehead down. You can take the knees wider here, wide leg child's pose if you prefer. Keep the toes touching and walk the body through. Give it a go if you want to have a go at this one and notice which position feels more appropriate for your body. And then be in the position wherever it is. We're staying here for 3 breaths before we come into balance, keeping that breath nice and strong. Sending the breath into the back of the body. Final breath in and out. With the inhale, lift the head. Start to raise up onto hands and knees. If the knees are wide, lift them back, hip width. Tuck the toes, lift the sit bones up and back. Slowly walk the feet forward to about the middle of the mat. And then soften the knees, very gently. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, palms through center. Let's come into balance now. So this is where we need our strap. So yoga strap or dressing gown belt or something that resembles. So it's nice and long. Taking the feet hip width. So I'll be forwards on for the first one. And we're going to take the strap and bring it underneath the left foot. So place it under that left foot. Hold the straps with both hands here if you want to. Bring in the right foot next to that left foot. With the inhale, transfer the weight into the right leg and slowly see if you can lift the left foot off the floor. Start to bend the knee to bring the thigh parallel with ground. And you can hold with both hands or maybe take the strap into the right hand. But the idea here is to stand nice and tall. Try not to let the back round. This is where the belt comes in. We can slacken off with the belt here. If you feel stable here, you might want to start to extend the leg forward. Maybe you hold the strap in both hands, flexing the foot. Standing really tall, roll the shoulders down the back. Keeping that breath super strong. Notice how hard that standing foot is working. It might be you only extend the leg part way out. Do what feels right for your body. Final breath in. Exhale. If the leg's extended, release it down and then bring that foot back down to the floor. Let's shake it out between the sides. So give the legs a little shake. And then we're going to bring that strap underneath the right foot. Okay, so pressing it down, holding the strap with one hand or both hands, whatever feels more appropriate. Bringing the left foot by the side of the right foot. When you're ready, send the weight into the left foot. And then start to bend the right knee and lift that right knee up. It might be you hold the strap with one hand or two hands, either left or right. Standing really tall though, this is the most important thing. Spine is long, pressing down through the standing foot. If you feel stable, you might want to start to extend that right leg forward. Keep the toes flexed. This left arm can be wherever you need to be to stabilize. Okay? It might be the leg only comes part way out. Do what feels right for your body. Keep that focal point. One more breath in. Exhale slowly. If that leg's extended, bend the knee. And then with care, bring that foot back down to the floor. Let's just move the strap to one side. We're going to need it again for the sitting flow in a moment. Coming towards the front of the mat. With the inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Let's lengthen through the sides of the body, hands together. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward, palms down. Lengthen to flat back. And then exhale, we're going to bring it down onto the knees, nice and slowly. And then heels out to either side. Bring the bottom to the floor. Come to about the midpoint of the mat. Take hold of the strap, hold behind the thighs. Very gently roll down onto the floor and then shuffle down so you're on the mat fully. Hug the knees into the chest, Apanasana. Just massage your lower back, rock it out from side to side. Then we're going to extend the left leg down. You can either extend it fully or keep it halfway, whatever feels most appropriate. Okay. Taking the strap. Keep the right knee bent and then extend it up and hook the strap over the foot. And then we're going to lengthen that right leg. So it might be to get the leg extended, it's more of this angle. For some people, it might be that you can hold the strap almost at the toe. And if you want to, you can take hold of the big toe if the leg is straight. But sometimes it's nice to use the strap to give yourself a little bit more room. So holding the strap with both hands, and really extend this right leg, really press it up. Remember this left leg, if it's too much to extend, you can bend the knee and have that knee out to the side or flat on the floor, wherever feels most appropriate. With the exhale, we're going to start to draw that right leg in towards the head. But keep that leg as straight as you can. So we're really working the back line of this leg. Maybe you move the hands down the strap a little bit to draw it nearer. Keeping that breath super strong, moving with your own breath. Even if it's just tiny little movements, breath is strong and steady. For an extra breath here, hold the strap and then lift the forehead towards the knee. Keeping it strong and steady. An extra breath here. Exhale, slowly release the head down. Take hold of the strap with the right hand. Move the leg away if you need to so the leg is straight. And bring the left hand onto the hip so we kind of keep that left hip on the floor, the left buttock down. With the exhale, we're going to start to allow that right leg to move out to the right. Keeping it as straight as you can. Keeping that breath strong and steady. Really press down, anchor down through the left side. You might want to bring the left arm out as well if that's easier to try and keep the left side down. With every exhale, maybe move into the stretch a little bit more. For a little bit more fire, you might want to draw the toes nearer towards the head. If it's too much, you might want to take the foot further away. So move into the option that suits you best, keeping that breath super strong. Remember, if it's too much to have a leg extended, that right leg can be slightly bent or foot to floor. One more breath in. And out. Slowly with the inhale, lift that leg back up, right leg. You can bend the knee to lift it if that's easier. Coming all the way up, then straighten the leg again. Now we're going to swap hands, bringing the left hand onto the strap, right arm out to the side. Now we're going to stretch the outside of this right hip. With the exhale, start to work that right leg over to the left. Again, if it's too much, you can take the leg a little bit further away, or you can draw it nearer, okay? Take the option that suits you best. Try not to allow the right hip to roll off the floor. You want to keep grounded down through that right side, and then you really get into the outside edge for the stretch. You might feel the stretch somewhere else, so just notice how and where you feel this stretch, using the breath. Final breath in and out. Inhale, slowly lift that leg back up. Bend the knee, release the strap, and release that leg down. Give it a little shake, shake it out, rotate the ankle, extend it down to the floor. Let's draw the left knee in, hug it in for a moment. Remember, change the position of that right leg if you need to. You can bend the knee, bring the foot on the floor. Then we're going to take the strap and wrap it over that left foot and then extend that leg all the way up. So walking the hands up or down the strap as much or as little as you need to. Flexing the left foot, draw the toes back and extending this left leg. Again, starting to draw this left foot nearer towards you with every exhale. So with the inhale, lengthen, really find that extension through the back line. And then maybe you draw it a little bit nearer with the exhale. Don't worry if it feels really weird to fully extend the leg. Please feel free to soften the knee. It doesn't have to be extended. So just follow my instructions. You know, if you find something that feels nicer, feel free to move into that. Just here to offer you guidance. Fantastic. Keep moving that foot down towards you with the exhale. Don't worry if it doesn't move very far. And you might find one leg a little bit stiffer than the other. So notice the difference between the sides. Holding on with both hands. Final flourish. Let's lift the forehead towards that left knee. Notice how it changes the stretch in the body. Keeping that breath super strong. Final breath in. Exhale, slowly release it down. Again, extending that left leg up. Hold the strap in the left hand now. Either walk the hand up or down the strap to give yourself more room. Right hand comes onto the right hip to keep it in place or take it out to the right. And then with the exhale, we're going to start to lower that left leg out to the left. So we're opening the hip. Maybe getting into the groin, maybe the inside of the legs. Notice where you feel this stretch. Breath is strong and steady. Allowing the leg to come down with your own breath. Don't force anything. Just notice how open this side is. One more breath in. And out. With the inhale, slowly lift that leg back up. You can soften that knee to lift it back up if you need to. Re-straighten the leg. Change the strap in the hand. So now we have the right hand on the strap. Extend the left arm out to the side. Keep the leg nice and straight. Draw it as near or as far away from the head as you need to. And with the exhale, we're going to start to move that left leg across to the right. Keeping that breath super strong. If you find you can go really low with that leg, maybe lift it up more towards the face. It might kick in the stretch a little bit stronger. Try not to allow this side to completely lift off the floor, the left side. Try and keep that spine nice and connected with the floor. So we really activate this stretch in the outer hip. Maybe that's where you feel it, maybe you feel it somewhere else. Final breath in. And out. Slowly with the inhale, let's lift that leg back up. Bend the knee, release the strap. Now we can move the strap to one side and give both knees a hug in towards the chest. Little massage with the lower back. Make small circular motions with the knees, drawing them in, and then rotating. And then rotating the opposite way as well. So moving in the other direction. Finishing with happy baby. So keep my knees bent. Take the soles of the feet towards the ceiling and see if you can reach the insides of the feet. Draw the knees down towards the armpits. If this isn't accessible, you might find it more comfortable to hold the ankles, draw the knees down. Or you might just want to hold the backs of the thighs and draw the knees down towards the armpits. And keep soles of the feet towards the ceiling. Rock it out very gently from side to side. This kind of releases the lower back out and gives us a nice little stretch into the hips at the same time. So do what feels right for your body. And then from here, let's bring the feet back down to the floor. Take the arms nice and wide. Release the knees down to the right. Look over the left shoulder. Finishing with a little twist. Breath is strong and steady. Softening through that left side. Inhale, knees to center. Exhale, drop to the left. Look over the right shoulder. Stretching out over into the right side, finding space in the vertebrae. Final breath in. And out. Inhale, lift the knees back to center. And then extend the legs all the way down. Give yourself a full body stretch. Take the arms overhead, interlace the fingers. Push out through the palms of the hand. Flex the feet, push through the right heel and then the left heel so we stretch both sides of the body. And then releasing the hands, coming into our final resting posture, relaxation Shavasana. Taking the feet mat width if appropriate, back of the hands to the floor. Also, if the back doesn't like this position, feel free to change the position of the legs. Maybe you want to bend the knees, let them come together. Maybe you want to bring the soles of the feet together. So be in the position that suits your body most for relaxation. Take a deep breath in. Full exhale. And again, breathe it in. And out. Move the head from side to side. And bring the back of the head to the floor. Allow the body to soften and release down. Notice the parts of the body that connect with the floor. Keep that mind-body connection through the breath. Notice the gentle rise and fall of the rib cage in the chest as the breath moves in and out of the body. Staying here for as long as you can. Maybe you have time to stay for 5 minutes. Maybe you just have enough time to stay for 10 breaths. When you're ready to come out of relaxation, draw the knees into the chest nice and slowly. Make your way over onto your right side. Bring the left hand down to the floor. Lift yourself back up to a comfortable seat. Coming into cross-leg position. Bring the hands to heart center and close the practice when you're finished. Remember, you can stay longer if you want to, if you have the time. Always recommend more Shavasana. Thank you for joining me for today's practice. Namaste.